So historically, with perio, I was, in my 30s with my first experience, and it seemed like every couple of years it was something else. And I think I always tell people, I have flossed every day of my life, maybe missed 10 days in 30 or 40 years. I do what the dentists tell me to do with electric brushes and water picks when they were in style and different things. And it probably helped some, but every time I went to the dentist, it was never great news. Always bleeding gums. I remember the first time I went to the periodontist, I looked down at the bib, and it was like I was in a horror movie. I'm like, it's really staggering at times. And as I got older, I would see the x-rays, and there would be bone loss and the inflammation that they talked about, and ultimately lost one tooth and then another tooth. It was always super frustrating for me because going to the dentist was, I dreaded it every time, and it's something you dread, but now you have to do it 2 or 3 times more than you ever had to do, and it's never great news. So as I would try to take care of my teeth, I'm flossing every day. I probably saw blood in the sink 5 out of every 7 days for decades. So I've been using ProEncia for about a year and a half. First thing I noticed, and it was, boy, I don't know about immediate, like within days, but it was probably pretty immediate, like not even a couple weeks, where I wasn't seeing blood in the sink after flossing, which was kind of unheard of for me. Still surprises me. Before ProEncia, my solution for halitosis was a lot of mints, a lot of mouthwash, brush my teeth a lot. It wasn't anything that I was super fearful because I was always working on it. And then once I started taking ProEncia, almost immediately just dealt with what just felt like a cleaner mouth. So I've had probably 4 or 5 cleanings since I started it, and the cleanings have been all better than they ever were. And I can tell, even though there's certainly some plaque buildup after starting ProEncia, it isn't as bad and it doesn't happen as fast. I'm always worried about oral health and good breath and whatnot, but amazingly, I haven't used mouthwash in a year and a half since I started taking it, and my breath is probably fresher than it ever has been. Sensitivity to my teeth has been around for a long time, especially when I began to have 1 or 2 really troublesome teeth. There was things that I virtually couldn't eat, something that was very hot or very cold, and all of a sudden it'd just sneak up on you. Like all of a sudden you took a bite of something or you had a drink of something and it hit a sensitive spot, and it kind of ruins the whole meal. Ever since ProEncia, I've noticed a gradual reduction of sensitivity in the teeth, both. And normally for me it would be hot or cold beverages, and really have seen next to nothing in the last 6 months of the year and a half that I've been taking it. And really, actually, I just had a cleaning 5 days ago, and one of the things I noticed, I can't normally let them use the water jet as the cleaner because of the sensitivity of my teeth. And this was the least sensitive my teeth has been in 20 years. I told my dentist the first time I went in for a cleaning after I started ProEncia, and I mentioned it to him, and he was certainly intrigued, asked me about it each time I've been in since, but have also made the comment about how much better it has been. I've had the measurement of my gum pockets both by my dentist and the people with the organization, and almost to a point, and I can't think of the last time we did it, everything was either as good or better than it had been, really across the board. I would like to continue using ProEncia for the rest of my life. Like I said earlier, I've lost a couple of teeth, and nobody wants to lose teeth. I felt like before I got this, it was going to be inevitable that I was going to lose more, and I probably could have pointed to the 2 or 3 that I thought they were going to be, and I don't think that's going to happen. My confidence level in my health of my teeth has gone kind of through the roof, and probably didn't have a whole lot of upside before taking ProEncia, but now I've seen the improvement. I feel it virtually every day. I see what happens when I brush my teeth. I see what happens when I floss my teeth, and it's completely different than it had been for literally decades. So to have turned that around so quickly, and just my overall oral health has been awesome.